Alright guys, now that was a mental game of football. This season so far, the first three weeks of the season, 29 games played I think it is, has been one of the best starts to the Premier League season I think I've ever seen, in terms of pure just enjoyment, entertainment, and just like how surprising a lot of it's been. Like when Ilkay Gundogan scored that goal to take the lead for Manchester City, you instantly thought, right, City are just going to control this game. Not at one point did you think at the 55th minute Newcastle would be 3-1 up. Just an absolutely incredible game of football. And yet Newcastle, we have to give them a lot of credit because despite the first 10 minutes being mostly dominated by Manchester City and a bit of poor defending from Newcastle for the first goal, Shah and Botman stepped forward, but Trippier didn't really. Trippier more so stayed with his man, which left Gundogan free. And Gundogan had time to control it and just about hit it into the ground, into the net. After that, Newcastle completely the dominant side, I would say, got by far the better chances. It took them a few chances to miss before they eventually scored. The opening goal came through Miguel Almiron, and if you could pick any player for Newcastle to score for Newcastle today, it would be Miguel Almiron after what happened in the Man City title celebrations at the end of last season with Jack Grealish. We all know what Grealish is like. He's definitely a character, but it was a bit disrespectful of him to say what he did say about Almiron. So it was nice to see Almiron score against Man City, and that's not even me as a Liverpool fan saying that. I think that's just everyone in football. Hopefully, it just knocks Grealish down a peg or two. Um, Certainly when he's drunk. But yeah, it was a brilliant cross. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Sam Maximin who, by the way, today just had Kyle Walker completely on toast. The only thing I compare this game to, it was like I remember 12 or 13 years ago. It's Inter Milan at right back had a superb right back in Maicon, and Gareth Bale just absolutely finished in one game. Whilst he was playing for Tottenham. And I can't remember Maicon being the same afterwards. I don't think it was quite that level, but it reminded me of that a little bit. Sam Maximin was just on absolute fire today, causing constant problems to Manchester City's defence. Yeah, they got the opening goal through Almiron. It was quite a well improvised finish, considering the ball didn't go where he expected it to. And he managed to bundle it in with his knee. The second goal, again, brilliant from Sam Maximin. Callum Wilson cuts inside and manages to score a very good goal with the outside of his foot. And yeah, that was Newcastle leading at half time, and they deserved it. Absolutely. No Manchester City fan can deny that, I don't think. They were just absolutely brilliant. And that goes for both the midfield and the attack. I think the defence was a little bit shaky at times for Newcastle throughout the game, but the midfield three of Joe Linton, Joe Willock, and Bruno Guimaraes was superb, as well as the front three. And they got a third after half time for a brilliant Kieran Trippier free kick. Completely sent Ederson the wrong way and got it right into the top left corner. Superb goal. And Trippier is just amazing at free kicks. I think he scored 3 since he's joined Newcastle, and he joined in January and had quite a bad injury in that time as well. So in about 4 months of, if that, 3 or 4 months of football for Newcastle, he's already scored 3 free kicks. That's good going. But then it's almost like when Man City go 2-0 down, no, 2 goals down. It's almost like just a switch flicks in every one of their players' heads. It's like when they're 1-0 down, it's like, okay, yeah, we can come back from this. 2-0 down, right, get serious. We need to score. And they did fairly instantly, to be fair, through Erling Haaland. They were putting Newcastle under a bit of pressure after that third goal went in. And it was poor defending from Newcastle, to be honest. The ball should never be allowed to bounce after it got stood up at the back post. And Haaland managed to get there first and hammer it into the roof of the net from close range. And the third goal, just absolutely magnificent again from Kevin De Bruyne. We see it every game at the moment, I think. Um, we saw it with just like a bit of like De Bruyne magic. I mean, like the first game against West Ham, there was the through ball for Haaland. The second game, there was his goal against Bournemouth, the outside the foot, perfectly placed. And in this, it was the assist. And Silva did well to get it under control, considering it was stuck under his feet a little bit. Um, and yeah, did well to slot it past Nick Pope. Nick Pope himself had a very good game, made a lot of saves throughout the first and second half. Um, and yeah, Newcastle in the end did really well to hold on because Man City were always going to be the more dominant side in the final half an hour of the game. And yeah, considering that they pulled it back level by about the 65th minute, that they yeah did really well to hang on for the last half an hour of the game. Um, just thinking about other things I noticed throughout the game. One thing I noticed. Oh, we've got to talk about the red card as well. Never in a million years a red card. And I was slightly concerned that when the referee went to VAR check it, I was concerned they were going to use a freeze frame of it because on a freeze frame it always looks worse. Trippier's off the ground, right, and that's not good. That almost inevitably means yellow card, especially if the player doesn't win the ball, which Trippier didn't. But I think he gave the red card due to either excessive force or studs up. Now, Trippier's studs were never going to hit De Bruyne directly, but there wasn't even excessive force on it. Like he'd only missed the ball by about a split second. It was almost like De Bruyne's kicked the ball away and he's chasing after it, and then Trippier's just kicked him. It's not like that at all. It was just like a cynical foul. He did it to stop a Man City attack. It's taken one for the team, and it is a yellow card. Definitely not a red. So they got that right in the end. But I noticed throughout the game there were a lot of occasions, I think it was both sides as well, where there'd be similar fouls or challenges where um, if it's an attacking player on a defending player, it's almost always a foul. But if it's a defending player on an attacking player, it's almost never a foul. And I just think referees are giving they're giving defenders too much leeway, if that makes sense. Just like allowing them to get away with a lot of things, like going down far too easily. I think the one that stood out for me was Joe Linton on Kyle Walker at the start of the game. Joe Linton barely touched him, and Kyle Walker went down. And yeah, definitely wasn't a foul, but it was given one. But yeah, this is probably the game of the season so far. There's been a few contenders. Leeds v Chelsea this afternoon was a very good game to watch. Brentford, Man United, obviously. Liverpool, Fulham on the opening day. Yeah, there's been some brilliant games. Arsenal, Leicester probably also deserves a shout. Chelsea, Tottenham last week, obviously. There's been, I'll tell you what, for 3 weeks of Premier League football, there's been some amazing games so far. I'm really enjoying this season, and my team haven't even won a game yet, so that's saying something. But yeah, long may it continue, because the Premier League is the best league in the world, and I was slightly worried that the Premier League was going to become a league where the big six, I mean, United, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, we're all going to break away from the rest. But this season, it looks more like the other 14, if you like, are going to be able to compete with them, because we're seeing Brighton, Newcastle, okay, West Ham not this season, but the past couple of years, Southampton, Crystal Palace, all competing, Fulham even at the moment, Brentford, all competing with the teams that are above them in the table. And it is really great to see, because it makes for a much more interesting league, I think. So yeah, again, as I've already said, long may that continue, because we need competition in football. Because if it does start happening that the trophies and Champions League football is only going to these big six teams, it will soon very quickly become a very boring league, and we do not want that to happen. In fact, if you part of me, if you offered Liverpool the chance to win the next 12 league titles in a row, because 10, that's sort of like an achievement. 12 in a row league titles. Part of me didn't want that to happen. I don't want it because it's not special. I can't imagine Bayern winning the Bundesliga for 10 years in a row. It must lose some sort of special feeling to it when you win it for like the 8th or 9th time. Because it's just, if it doesn't happen, you're disappointed. But if it does happen, you win it. It's just like, well, yeah, we need to win it. It just doesn't, I don't imagine it has the same feel to it. But yeah, really enjoying the Premier League this season. What a game that was to watch. And thanks for watching this video, and see you next time.